We take on this role in modern times as all knowing, and we require so much of ourselves that it actually often burns us out and make us feel overwhelmed by our role and by our relationship with our children when it's not them. It's our fears that are dictating how we interact with them. It is not their fault. When I was younger, the moment I got home from school, I would grab a quick sandwich and rush out the door and take my bike and ride through neighborhoods, meet up with friends, try new things, make up songs. I mean, we just had a good time exploring the world. I remember those years so fondly. It was just wonderful. I also remember making mistakes, falling. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I skinned my knee. I don't even know if I can wear dresses anymore, but I skinned my knee so many times. And I found myself in neighborhoods that I didn't know, or I would be riding my bike and there'd be a dog in the neighborhood and I couldn't just call my mama. She wasn't there. I remember what it felt like for my brain to creatively kick in and give me some wisdom to get out of those situations. I learned so many skills that I still take with me today. What's hard about this is not normal anymore in our culture. Modern parenting feels like it's playing a cruel trick on us as parents, where we now want to be our children's full entertainment. And we almost feel like we have to because we don't feel like the world is as safe as it used to be. So we can't just kind of say, hey, see you at dinner and let our children explore anymore. It don't feel like it. And therefore, we now take on the role of entertainer and feel responsible that it's on us. One main consequence of this new view and new way of parenting and not letting our children just be bored and figure it out is we steal our own peace and our own mental clarity. And even when we do take a break, we find ourselves looking at ourselves and feeling guilty. Like I should be there. I should be involved. We take on this role in modern times as all knowing, and we require so much of ourselves that it actually often burns us out and make us feel overwhelmed by our role and by our relationship with our children when it's not them. It's our fears that are dictating how we interact with them. It is not their fault. And so, what if we can have the best of both worlds? What if we can do both? And I absolutely believe that we can. We as parents need to be okay with our children being bored. We need to give them the opportunity to just have a chance to just see what their own minds can produce. When children are allowed to be bored, they develop more mental clarity for themselves, more self-confidence, and they're allowed to be more creative. A brain that's always receiving feedback from an external source is going to have a very hard time being creative on its own. And that's what we see so much more today is that children are like, I'm bored and I don't know what to do. Is no, go explore. So as parents, we need to move away from entertaining our children and focus more on parenting them. We want them to develop those skills. We want them to learn what their own internal voice sounds like. And so it is on us to allow those spaces for them to just explore. That means having no television days, not supplying them with iPads all the time. That is on us to make sure we create an opportunity for them to be able to hear their own voice. It might not mean that, if some neighborhoods is not the best opportunity, that they're out on a bike for hours on end, but it can mean that they built a fort in the house. It can mean that they were allowed to explore and try things and hide and seek. We got to turn off the televisions and give ourselves a break. I remember when I was gone, I used to come back, dinner was made, the laundry was done. I mean, there was so much, the house was clean, or she was just rested. So she had a chance to just regroup. And when I came back home, she was glad to see me and we was able to connect. And I came back smarter and stronger. This is what we want for our children. Because this is something I've practiced with my children for so long, it is amazing what their brains will give, will produce, will allow them to create. Last summer, my children would leave the house and say, oh, we're making a fort. Of course, my mind is telling me they're making some little short little thing with, maybe some covers or something. I didn't know what they was doing, but they was going out there for like a month. Mom, we're making a fort. We're making a fort. There's some simple things we can do. I made sure, I have 6 kids, so we're going in pairs. I want y'all to go. I want y'all to know what it feels like to hear your own voice separate from me. After about a month, they said, Mom, you want to see our fort? Of course, I'm thinking I'm going to, some little something they'd have made, maybe a few sticks here and there, maybe, something. I go out there and these kids created a 9-foot tall house. I mean, we could live in it. I mean, it had sections and rooms and it had the hay. I mean, these children created something. And literally just try it, see what happens. They might be upset at first. You turn the TV off, get rid of the iPad. They might be upset a little bit. But after a while, their brains are going to kick in and give them something to do and come up with ideas. And another thing we can do to foster this is you demonstrate that. We have lots of rules and regulations and structure in my family because I homeschool our children and they do so many sports. So we have a lot of structure. But sometimes I'm like, hey, let's just go. Let's just do something else. Let's just go for a walk. I mean, the other day we just got together and went to a horse farm that's like a mile away. And so they know what it feels like to say, let me just try something different. So let them see you do that. Let them see you be creative and fun and just come up with something like, wow, Mom, how'd you come up with this? Even imaginative things where they'll start creating stories. Every night I kind of tell my kids a story, and it's always some story about them, how they are a superhero and they saved the day, or they explored something or overcame a difficult thing. Their brains will start to tell them, maybe I can overcome something hard. And so even though it is hard to relinquish the authority and the control over making sure we know and we know every little thing going on in our children's lives, we have to move away from entertaining and move closer to parenting. And we really want to lean into allowing our children to simply be bored.